Hey guys, I just wanted to come on this morning and show you how I created the letter appliques on these little lambs. And by the way, this is right before Easter. We do have a couple of these lambs left at the store. So if you're needing a quick little gift for somebody, so let's get started.
Okay, so what we're going to do first is go into embroidery and we're going to pick our font. And you can actually use any font, so just whatever shape you want. Probably the fatter ones are going to create an applique better than the skinny ones. But the one that I ended up using, I went into the monograms here and there was this striped monogram, and I just liked the shape of the letters and all, so I picked the A or whatever letter you want, and then we're going to set that. And what we need is the shape of this letter, so you create that with the little flower icon stamp tool, and when you go in here it's going to create the shape of the letter. Now, not all the machines have this inside option. Some of them, if you've done the upgrades or on the Solaris and the Luminaire, they do. And by the way, we still have two Luminaires that are the refurbished that are on sale right now, really good price. But I'm going to see how it's not creating the shape on the inside of the A here. So you just turn that on, and it does. And then we're going to save that in the memory, and it tells us it's going to save it over in IQ Designer or on the Luminaire and the Brother machines. It's called Design Center, and so we just say okay. And then we're going to go to IQ Designer or Design Center, so we're going to hit home and go in there, and then underneath our shapes tool right here we're going to see that little flower stamp, and there's our A's, and you can tell I've been working with this. And so we're gonna get that last one, and then this is where we can size it, so we can make it whatever size we want. If you want a huge letter, you can size it up however big you want. I made Amelia's, I did hers about a 6x6, so I'm going to size it down to about 6 inches. There we go. And then save that. Make sure once you've got it saved, or once you have it sized, save it in the memory. So it's either memory on some of the machines, or you'll have a little pocket with the arrow pointing into the pocket. So we're going to save that to the machine. And then for our applique, you need a placement line and a tack down and the cover stitch. So first we're going to create that placement line. So I'm going to go into our outline tools, and I'm going to select the double stitch and just a brighter color, and then apply that, and you have to apply it to both lines. And then we're just going to push next. I'm not going to change the stitch length or anything, so I'm happy with it. So I'm going to push that big set and say okay, and that sends it over to the embroidery side. And so that's our placement line. Now we need to create the tack down, and the easiest way to do that is just over here on the embroidery side, go into edit, duplicate our letter, and then go to move and put it on top of the first one. So that's now our placement line and our tack down. We're going to say okay. We're going to add our cover stitch. So we're going to push add. We're going to go back to IQ Designer or Design Center. We're going to pull out of the memory pocket. So that's the pocket with the arrow coming out of it. And some of the machines it may be down here at the bottom. But we're going to pull out of the memory pocket, and we're going to go get that A. And then we need to apply the cover stitch. And so back into our outline properties. And you could use any of the decorative stitches. When you have the other versions, you have the different cover stitches and all. I just did a satin stitch, so I'm going to choose that zigzag stitch, a bright color again, and apply that to both lines. All right. Then when we hit next on this screen, I am going to change it. I want it a thicker density, and I want it a wider satin stitch. But I want to apply those settings to the outside line and the inside line. So I'm going to hit this little chain, and that selects both of them. So whatever settings I do, it will apply to both lines. So the density, I'm going to bump it up to 110. And then the stitch width, I want it about probably a 3.5 to 4 millimeters, because I know what that is like on my sewing machine. I know about how wide that is. Well, right now, the machine is in inches, so I'm not real sure. I don't really understand what that means. So you can go up to your settings for the whole entire machine, and then go over a page or two, and you can change your settings back and forth from inches to millimeters. So see, right now that's just at a 2 millimeter. So I want to bunch it up to, well, let's see what a 3.5 millimeter looks like. So when I say okay, that'll make the change. And on the meridians and the altaires and the stellaires, you will have to hit preview to see your change. But see, that's a good stitch width, I think, right there. And so I'm going to push set and OK, and that shoots us over to the embroidery side, and now we have our placement line, our tack down, and our cover stitch. Now we need to group all of these together. So remember, you have your tool right here that will let you select multiples, and then you have your pink boxes that will select everything, and then go to edit and group them. And now I just added the little flowers and all. So I'm going to push add. And I happen to use the flowers that are located in this gold monogram down here at the bottom. So we scroll through all these, and I selected that one. And then I'm going to push set. And I did size those a little bit. I decided I wanted to make them a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go into edit and size them up a little bit, and then move them into place. And then I want the same set of flowers, so I'm just going to duplicate those, and then I'm going to mirror image them, and I'm going to move those, placed them up here, and then I wanted them to kind of go with the curve here, so I'm going to rotate them just a little bit and scooch them over a little bit and rotate maybe a little bit more. About like that. So you just play with them until you get them the look that you want. And remember, you can always zoom in here and see what it looks like a little bit closer, or you have your realistic preview up here in the top right hand corner, and you can zoom in on that so you can see a little bit better how it's laying out. And then I just added the name, and you can go in and pick any font, and I don't remember which one I use. I'm just going to select that one. And then I just typed out her name in upper and lower case. Make sure you spell it right. And then move it into position. And when I have this many layers of different designs, I'd rather use the actual move tool instead of dragging, because it's easy to like select something maybe that you didn't really want to move. And so you could just play with it. Get it where you want it. About like that. And then you can select everything and group all of that together. So go back to your select multiples, select everything, and then group it all together. So now you have one complete design that you could move, rotate, position it wherever you need it. Just make sure once you have it created that you save it in your memory and then stitch it out. Happy Easter!